Where does government spend your taxpayer money? Imagine your taxes as a big pot of money that the government uses to keep things running smoothly. Every year, the government collects this money mainly through taxes from people's paychecks, businesses, and some smaller sources like fees and customs duties. This money is then used to pay for many programs and services that impact your daily life. Most of the government spending falls into three main groups. The first is mandatory spending. This is money the government has to spend because of laws that are already in place. It covers programs like Social Security, which helps retired or disabled people, and health programs like Medicare and Medicaid that provide health care for older adults and low-income families. About 2/3 of the entire federal budget goes to these programs. The amount spent on them grows automatically because it depends on how many people qualify and how much help they need. For example, if more people retire or need health care, the government has to spend more on these programs. The second group is discretionary spending. This part is decided each year by Congress. It includes funding for the military, education, transportation projects, veterans benefits, and other government services. About 1/3 of the budget is used for these purposes. The largest chunk of discretionary spending goes to national defense, which includes military operations, equipment, and personnel. The rest covers things like building roads, funding schools, and helping veterans. The third category is net interest spending. This is the money the government pays on the interest for its debt. When the government spends more money than it collects in taxes, it borrows to cover the difference. Over time, the government accumulates debt, and paying interest on that debt takes a part of the budget. This is a smaller portion but still important because it affects how much money is left for other programs. To see how your tax dollars are used, nearly half of the mandatory spending goes to Social Security and income support programs like food assistance and child tax credits. Most of the rest of mandatory spending is for health care programs like Medicare and Medicaid. Discretionary spending mainly goes to defense, with the rest split among education, transportation, and veterans services. A smaller part is used to pay interest on the national debt. Because mandatory spending depends on laws and how many people qualify for programs, it tends to grow over time. As the population ages or more people need help, the government has to spend more on these programs. This means lawmakers often face tough choices, like whether to cut discretionary spending, raise taxes, borrow more money, or change the laws that control mandatory programs. Knowing where your tax money goes helps you understand how government decisions affect the economy and your everyday life. It also shows the trade-offs governments make when deciding how to use limited resources to meet many different needs.